Okay, we're ready to go.
Okay, good evening, everyone. This is Mark Long, Vice Chair of the Emmitsburg Planning Commission, and I'm calling our January meeting to order. Since our former chair, Keith, is no longer part of the commission, I'm going to run the meeting until we have the election of officers. So I guess we'll start out with the Pledge to Allegiance. So are you planning to pull up the flag, Zach, or?
Yes, thank you for reminding me.
So we'll go ahead and start. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. So at this point, we are going to have our 2021 reorganization, and I'm going to turn the meeting over to Zach until we elect a new chairperson.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair or Mr. Vice Chairman. This is the 2021 reorganization. I'm going to start off by accepting nominations for the for the chairperson, and then I will ask a second time for nominations, and then the nominations will be closed, and then we will take an official vote. So right now I'm going to.
Excuse, you want to take down the flag and put us back to our other view?
Sure. Okay, here we go. Now you can see my face. Okay, so I'm now accepting nominations for the 2021 chairperson of the Planning Commission.
I'd like to nominate Mark Long as president.
Okay, so we have one nomination for Mark Long. Do we have any other nominations for anyone else?
I second that motion, if I need to.
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
Are there any other nominations for chairperson? Hearing none, the nominations for the chairperson is concluded. Do I hear a motion to nominate Mark Long as the 2021 chairperson?
Aye.
Joyce made a motion to nominate Mark Long as chairperson. Bernard seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Abstentions? Mark, you abstain?
Well, if I abstain, I don't think we have enough votes.
You're correct. So in this situation, you can vote. So it's 3-0.
Yeah, I voted aye then. I just didn't open my mouth.
Yep. Mr. Chairman, it's all you.
Okay. Well, thank you, Joyce and Bernard, for your vote of confidence. So at this point, we will open up the floor to nominations for the vice chairperson.
Joyce, do you want it?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, we have one nomination for Joyce. Are there any other nominations? So we'll close the nominations. I'm a little confused because the way you did it last time, Zach. So do we have a motion to?
Right. So you close the nomination. So now someone has to make a motion to.
Okay. So I need a motion to nominate Joyce for vice chairperson.
I move Joyce as vice chairperson of the Planning Commission.
And I second. So all in favor say aye.
Aye. I guess I vote.
Any
whether I want
opposed?
to or not.
So Joyce is now our vice chairperson. Now we'll have nominations for secretary.
So I will say it has been tradition in my past that new members become the secretary. However, if you want to change that, that's fine. You can vote for Glenn to be the secretary. However, someone's going to have to take over the minutes for this meeting. It's up to you guys.
I've started, but I like that tradition. Is he a new member? Has he been on the commission before?
He's been the the liaison, the Board of Commissioners liaison when he was a commissioner. So
Yes, he's been
very
on that
familiar.
before.
Okay, then he's somewhat familiar with it. It was a good tool learning for me. So I don't mind staying with the tradition of, since he's a formal member now, of him becoming the secretary. Is
So,
that because he's not here?
yeah, with him not being here, do we want to vote him in without his approval?
Yeah,
It's up to you all. I really don't think he'll mind. He's very, very easygoing, and he was very pleased to get on the board. So
Okay,
totally up to you guys.
Yeah, I think, I just heard that might be the case, so.
well, I thought it was just a case of us newbies getting stuck with it, because that's what happened to me.
Pretty much.
I had it 2 years. That was enough.
So anyway, we'll open up the floor to nominations for secretary. Do I hear a motion to nominate Glenn?
I'll make a motion to volunteer Glenn Blanchard as secretary of the planning commission.
Do I hear a second?
Second,
So without any other nominations, all in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? So pending his approval, when he actually is here, it looks like Glenn will be our new secretary.
And Bernard, if you don't mind, if you could just take minutes for tonight.
I am, yes, thank you.
Thank you.
So he was aware of the meeting though, right?
Yes, he was. I'm assuming
Okay.
he just got busy.
Okay,
Yeah, he won't be formally appointed till next month, however.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
and Joe was informed, he knew about the meeting, didn't he?
Yeah, he told me he was coming. I'm not sure. I don't know if an emergency happened or what happened. So
Let me check, I don't have anything from him.
Well, let's move on to review and approval of last month's minutes, the meeting of December 28th. Does anyone, assuming you've read over the minutes, does anyone have any comments or edits for the minutes?
Mark, I read all the minutes and they look right to me, and I make a motion that we accept the minutes for the planning commission meeting on December the 28th.
Okay, thank you, Joyce. And how about a second?
Second.
Any other discussion? Any other comments? If not, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye,
Any opposed? Looks like it's approved unanimously. And we'll move on to public comment.
there is none.
There is none.
None.
So we'll move on to our business. Doesn't look like we have any old business. And the only new business is approval of the 2020 annual report. So I'll turn it over to you, Zach.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you saw from the email, this year is our 5-year requirement per the the Maryland state law. Every 5 years, on top of your annual report, you also have to have a 5-year mid-cycle report, or also called the 5-year report. So first, I'm going to go over the typical annual report that we have to do every single year. Let me see here. I'm going to share my screen so those watching at home can, on YouTube, can look at the screen here. Okay, so I'll try to be as brief as possible because I know you all had a lot of time to review it and I don't want to bore everybody. So under section 1207 of the land use article, we are required to do an annual report every year and submit it to the Board of Commissioners for filing. And this also goes to the State Planning Association. So number one, for new residential building permits issued, we only issued one new home permit in 2020. Two, this is our 5-year mid-cycle responsibility, so we'll be discussing that shortly. 3, were there any growth-related changes, land use changes, annexation, zoning changes, etc.? So I put yes. I also have a corresponding map which I provided everyone. So I'll just kind of read briefly through my report. So we approved a site plan for the Assurance Brokers of Maryland, which is at 600 East Main Street. The proposed project consists of the renovation of a 2250 square foot former residence and dental office into insurance broker's office. B, we approved a sketch, or excuse me, town staff approved the sketch plat that was presented to us regarding Federal Stone Industries. This is located on Lot 8 of the Emmitsburg East Industrial Park 2 preliminary plat of Creamery Court. Sketch plats do not go to the Planning Commission. They just go at a staff level. We actually have a meeting with them tomorrow. It's sounding pretty good. It's sounding like they're going to move forward. So it consists of a 58,900 square foot warehouse, 2-story, 5,200 square foot office building, 76 parking spaces, 4 loading spaces, etc. And they make pool coping, swimming pool coping. C, a sketch plat was presented to town staff for the Emmitsburg East Industrial Park preliminary plat. I don't think, or Joyce, I think you were the only one on the Planning Commission that would remember this. They brought a preliminary plan back in 2015 and then 2018. They're going to have to change a couple of the lines, but that will be brought forth to the Planning Commission, hopefully
Oh, okay,
early 2021. It's right behind Emmitsburg Glass.
right.
D, a site plan was approved for the Brittany Fitz property. This is the Miss B's Family Child Care. This is located at 502 East Main Street. This is going to be a daycare with a 3,546 square foot existing building. A maximum of 6 full-time employees and 70 children. They did have to just let the Planning Commission know a condition of approval was their traffic impact study. And they did qualify, so they do have to do that. Supposedly it's getting done this week, and I'll bring it to you probably at the March meeting. Maybe February. Right now, I'm hoping we don't have a February meeting, but I might have to bring it back.
Have they started to work on that at all?
I approved an interior demolition permit,
Okay,
so they're going to start tearing things out.
yeah, because I understand that we're gonna gut the inside out.
Yeah, they're going to do a full gutting and
Yeah,
full renovation. It's going to be a real
right.
nice facility. E, an addition plat was approved for SPT land and the Maryland State Highway Administration. I'm not going to go too much into that. It just cleaned up some lot lines. F, the town approved the annexation of 16707 Creamery Road and 16715 Creamery Road. Both areas are the location of the wastewater treatment plant and the solar panels. This is going to be coming back to you guys at the March meeting. Per state law, the county has to approve a zoning change if it's within 5 years of it being annexed. They're going to approve the proposed zoning change. It's currently zoned agricultural in the county, and we're looking to zone it institutional, which is
Okay,
compliant with our comprehensive plan. So we will, the board,
oh, that sounds right.
yep, the Board of Commissioners will be pushing it on to you guys for review and comment at your March meeting. So G, an improvement plat was approved for the Town of Emmitsburg Sidewalk ADA ramps project. The ADA Act requires local governments make their facilities, streets, and sidewalks accessible to people with disabilities. So basically, we're going to be taking 117 curbs throughout the town that are not compliant and making them compliant. And I just applied for a $700,000 grant through Community Development Block Grant just this past 2 weeks. So
They're not gonna start that till spring, right?
that's correct. That's correct.
Right.
H, we had a comprehensive amendment to the zoning ordinance in October. We cleaned up numerous errors, created new landscaping, buffer yards, screening requirements, and added and cleaned up various other portions of it. It was consistent with our comprehensive plan. Number 4, did your jurisdiction identify any recommendations for improving the planning development process? I put yes. I won't go into detail. However, it says we had a comprehensive amendment to the subdivision section of our code. This was also extremely outdated and needed some cleaning up. And the Planning Commission reviewed and approved provided comment on proposed amendment to, let's see here. Oh, okay. This is separate, to the subdivisions on December 28th. this created parks for all new residential
Right.
development, 5 or more dwelling units. And at the time of writing this, because it only goes up to December 31st, 2020, it did not pass yet. However, just to let you know, it did pass the board in January. 5, are there any issues that planning can assist you with? I put no. And 6, have all the planning commission members and board of appeal members completed their education?
Is that the one that was on TV that we had to come into the town to take?
I think that was what you did. when
That's
you-
what I did.
Yep, I think that was what you originally did.
That's what I originally did.
Okay.
Well,
yep.
I also did one when I was commissioner. So,
Oh, yeah, sure. And Glenn did take his course, so we're all good to go on that end. So we're moving on to the, I don't like how that looks. Moving on to the 5-year report. I'll briefly go over this. During the past, since 2015, you can see we issued 6 new home permits in 2018, 3 in 2019, and 1 in 2020. And just let you all know, I did receive 4 new applications just last week for Brookfield, so they're really moving along pretty quick. I expect new residential development to increase. I put the available lots there, and I also put interest in other facilities, Emmett Ridge 2 and North Seaton Avenue property, and also the Fraley Farm. Commercial, we've seen a steady amount of commercial development, and I listed everything here. A couple examples: a new dollar store, Seaton Center, thrift store, Duncan, insurance broker, Rudders is coming, a daycare facility, and also about Federal Stone. And also there's been interest in a Goodwill to construct a 14,000 to 15,000 square foot store. We expect more commercial development will increase. Number 2, the status of comprehensive plan implementation tools. I won't go over this in detail because there's a lot that we have accomplished since 2015. Basically, what this section does is it states various goals in our comprehensive plan and how we have achieved those since 2015. So I'll just kind of skip over this if you don't mind. Again, here's another goal. Here's under growth areas and zoning, community design, revitalization efforts. We've done a lot of that. Transportation and circulation, economic and community development, environmental protection. Mr. Chairman, do you need me to go over any of those or just continue?
No, I'm fine. I'm kind of assuming everyone's read it over since we had a good bit of time to
yes,
read.
I read it all.
Okay.
So good with me.
Okay. Number 3, any significant changes to existing programs, zoning ordinance regulations, financing programs, etc. In order to assist with economic development, we are currently working with state legislature to pass the town of Emmitsburg small business tax credit. This will allow us to offer a 5-year tax credit for businesses who obtain at least 2,500 square feet of new or expanded premises and employ at least 5 full-time employees during a 24-month period. This is basically we copied and pasted the Frederick County small business tax credit. We think this will be definitely help out over along US 15, hopefully get some commercial development in there, hopefully bring some and help some small businesses out.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah, so we're working with Senator Howell's office right now, and it's currently in writing right now. So we think it's going to get past this legislative season.
Great.
Identify state and federal laws, regulations that have impeded local implementation. I only identified one, and under Chapter 9, Environmental Protection, goal number 2, in our comprehensive plan, it says to determine ways to improve amount of tree canopy within the town and strive for 40% tree canopy. So in order to meet this goal, we've created a forest conservation fund. Back in 2019, we started implementing it. Instead of developers buying banking credits from the county and then the county using those credits and planting them elsewhere, such as Newmarket or Frederick City or anywhere else, we're now requiring the developers pay into the town's forest conservation fund. We currently have about $8,700 in there now. That was from the Rudders project. A recent amendment to the state's forest conservation law, specifically Natural Resources Title 5, Forest and Park, Subtitle 16, under Forest Conservation Fund. Basically, you have to use this money within 2 years or 3 growing seasons. We previously did not have a time frame, and it's very difficult for a small town with such little development to, obtain enough money in order to plant trees and have, instead of planting 2 or 3 at a time, we want to plant an acre or so at a time. So I just found that this is kind of impedes our planning process. So I think it makes sense for the bigger cities who are constantly getting development and constantly getting funding. It just doesn't make any sense for us. And if we don't use the money within 2 years or 3 growing seasons, we actually have to give it back to the developer, which is, it's not a good thing for us. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping they pick up on this and it kind of helps us a little bit. So future land use challenges. The only thing I noticed here was our water taps. We only have approximately 158 to 254. And this is going to definitely become a challenge as our development continues to increase. Once we get that limit, once we use all of our taps, it's either the town's going to pay for a very, very expensive new water system, or a developer is going to have to foot the bill, which is going to hurt our development chances. So at last, a summary of any potential updates to the comprehensive plan. I will be bringing a proposed amendment to our comprehensive plan within the next 6 months. There's a tract right beside the wastewater treatment plant, 70.71 acres. We need to add that to our growth area map. The Daughters of Charity is willing to give us donate the land, not the actual, we won't own it. It's going to be a 25-year forest conservation easement, and to plant our trees for our MS4 permit. So in order to get the credit for those tree plantings, it has to be within the town boundary. So I'm going to recommend that we add that to our growth map, and we can't annex it unless it's on our growth area map. So that will make that possible. Are there any questions on any of the reports?
It looks pretty good.
Thank you.
This is all good information, Zach.
Thank you.
Looks like town's doing a lot of stuff.
Oh my gosh, we're busy.
Yeah, we were busy.
We had a really busy year as the planning commission. From my understanding, it's been one of the busiest years in a long time. So
That's true.
Good.
So what do you think, will we find homeowners that want to get into Southgate and all of the ones in the other division as well, subdivision as well?
sure. So Brookfield right now is really hot.
It is?
Very hot. We just got 4 building permits last week or 2 weeks ago. I think it was last week. And I approved those. And supposedly there's another 6 waiting to be submitted.
Really? There's that much interest in people building and moving to Emmitsburg.
Yeah, the market is so hot right now, especially in Emmitsburg. I guess we have a good location right beside Pennsylvania, and we're on right beside US 15. We have 90,000 visitors, Mount St. Mary's. It's just, we have all the right things going on for us right now, and commercial development's starting to get really hot. So I think it's really helping.
Interesting.
Regarding Southgate, the lots have just gone for sale again. I spoke with the realtor actually today, and she was asking for updated tap fee information because they didn't have a updated fee schedule since 2012. So she said there's actually a couple interested parties in those lots. However, the price difference between the Brookfield lots and the Southgate lots, he's actually asking double in Southgate. So
Oh, wow.
I don't see those lots going. I really don't. So there's a new owner of the Southgate, the 7 empty lots at Southgate. So
I see. And what makes Southgate double Brookfield?
Good question. It shouldn't be, but we don't determine that, so he's gonna have to let the market play out. And
Amazing.
however, there is light at the end of the tunnel. The mayor has decided that we've had over at Southgate, there's in front of those 7 lots, there's not sidewalk. And it's been over 10 years now since a house has been developed there. So we've decided that it's time to make the developer put in the sidewalks. It's you guys can't walk around your neighborhood safely. So that's going to be on the agenda of the commissioners for a code change, so we can enforce that at their March meeting. So stand by on that. So hopefully that will help some home sales as well. So
Yeah.
but good questions.
Okay, well, thank you, Zach, for
Sure.
that information. And if there's not any further discussion or questions, looks like we have to approve this report. So is there a motion to approve?
I move that we approve the 2000 annual report.
Okay.
I'll
and-
second it.
Okay, thank you, Joyce. Thank you, Bernard. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Looks like it passed unanimously. Thank you. So I'm not aware of any other business unless anyone else has something to bring up.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have a February meeting unless the daycare gets me their traffic impact analysis to me soon. I don't want to push them back too long, but at this point I don't have it. It needs to be approved by the state as well, so I don't think I'll have that ready to you by February's meeting. So we will definitely have a meeting in March, though.
Okay,
And that will be to review the annexation zoning change.
okay.
And that's everything I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Zach. Well, if that's it, do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn the January 25th Planning Commission meeting.
Okay, and a second.
Second it.
If no one dissents, I say we're adjourned
At 7:58.
at 7:58.
Boy, that's a fast meeting.
It's not the fastest I've been in, but it's pretty fast.
Oh, yeah, true.
It could have been quicker if I wouldn't blabbered on a little bit there.
You
So
did
Oh.
fine. Did fine.
Well, guess